Hello, my friends. John LaRuffa here with another Unbiased unboxing. And in this episode, we're going to take a look at this giant box for Luthier. This is the deluxe edition. Finally came in from Kickstarter. Let's go ahead and see what's inside. Okay, folks, and as usual, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And if you have, I really do appreciate that support. Thank you very much. So I did get this little pack of cards here that came with it. These are just the Kickstarter promos. And even though I haven't unboxed anything else yet, let's just take a quick look at these. For maybe those people who didn't Kickstarter and wondering, what did I miss? So here you've got, looks like a couple of people here. Catherine the Great, a couple of Catherine the Greats. Antoinette, Debussy, Liszt, a triangle, an accordion, ocarina, and a mandolin. Yeah, and if you remember, for those who did the Kickstarter, there was a lot of voting on different instruments and stuff to put in, which was kind of cool. I do appreciate how the designer gave us the opportunity to participate in that. I also have a bunch of these wooden tokens that came, and these are just, more deluxe versions of the tokens in the game. So in the 4-player colors here, as you can see. All right, so you got that, and then a sticker. Okay, let's see what the back of the box looks like. The front is actually very nice. The back, definitely cool looking. You can see the game. It shows you kind of what you're doing. A nice array of the board, etc. So that's awesome. Glad to see that. All right, let's go ahead and make our incision. And we'll begin to open this up. So I really appreciated Distilled. And I know this is a completely different game, but they gained a lot of respect from me when they made a game about a really fun theme that actually worked. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh yeah, even though it's going to be a heavier game, I'm sure, which I don't mind heavy games at all, I'll give it a shot. All right, hang on. Okay. Inside of the box is nothing special there, but here we go. So we have this quite large rule book. It is one of those nice paper rule books. It's not paper. It's kind of like a PVC kind of feeling texture to it, just like the other one was, I think. So we've got our components. That's the other one I'm talking about, Distilled. The game setup, player setup, talking about your workbench, your game overview, how the game ends, and then more information, resources, tracks, starter round, planning phase. So we're finally into the stuff here. End around, made board locations, salon, guild, instruments, performance tracks, lots of stuff. So it's going to take some doing to learn. That's all right. I don't mind. Orchestra, end of game scoring, some information from play testers, different legacy things, powers, etc. And then the back, which is just more iconography stuff. Some information about what you get for the deluxe. So here's all the deluxe stuff. Here's how to pack it all in, which I do appreciate. And then a guided first round for new players and solo rules. So that's pretty cool. They make it so that you can kind of walk through it, which is not a bad thing, honestly. Especially when you're trying to learn a game that might be heavy, I don't mind at all. Just kind of walking through the way it all feels. So that's cool. So then there's some lore here. And then finally, we're going to get to the solo. So here's the solo setup, gameplay, info. So yeah, this looks like it's going to be probably a pretty tough, not tough, but fairly involved solo mode. You're going to be playing against an AI. You got to beat him in points. And then we finally have a round sequence, etc. So it's good. Excuse me. All right, these are kind of cool, these thematic piece trays here. So we've got some different cubes. But I do like they're little, violin guitar looking things. Okay, and then in here, we've got some interesting dice. So these are shows 1, 2, and 3. There's a 4. Some blanks. That's cool. I like what they did there. Nice wooden dice and some more wooden bits, etc. All right. Now, unless you have the illustrated instrument standees sold separately, leave this in the box. So I think these in here are misprinted. I think that's what the deal is. So I'm going to keep these separate, but I can see them kind of coming out. So I think these are the misprints. I'm going to set them aside. And that's why the other ones came in that other box over there. So set those aside there. And then this will just take up some room, which is fine. I don't remember getting these little standees because I don't need standees. All right. Now everything seems to be shrink wrapped in regards to the componentry. These are medium thickness punch outs. Let's get to this in just 1 second here as we take a look at this. So they've already pre-sorted my wooden bits in the 4 player colors, which is nice. These are nice trays. Definitely everything looks really cool. You've got the screen printing on them. I really like that. Looks high quality. All right, so then we have some metal coins here. Always fun. And we've got our cards. Let's check out the quality of card. It's funny about metal coins. I never really want to pay extra for metal coins, but I'm always happy when I do. I don't get them often, but just metal coins, for whatever reason, are more fun to play with. I don't know if it's the sound, the heft, whatever it is, but I always like them. All right, so now the card quality is pretty good. I would say, you know, you probably won't, if you're not a sleever like me, you're probably not going to feel the need to sleeve these. But yeah, so we've got these different cards for different instruments. Kind of interested to see if any of the ones that I voted for are in here. I doubt it. The natural trumpet. Another natural trumpet, the bassoon, natural horn, serpent, contrabassoon. There's one I've never seen in real life. Timpani and harpsichord, pipe organ, and then people here. So definitely good looking art. Everything is extremely colorful. I like that a lot. So we got another deck of cards here with looks like more people. Let's see what we got here. I'm definitely a sucker for a good looking game. I will play a game that looks ugly, no problem. But if a game looks really, really nice, it usually makes me think it's more fun. So I admit that about myself. Okay, so these look like either different patrons or different, they're not patrons, they're definitely playing these things, so they've got to be, you know, artists. Well, he's not, obviously. There's King Louis, Queen Victoria. So I have not looked at the rules for this in quite some time, so I don't remember really anything about how all that went down. Okay, then we got these little decks here. Let's check out what you got here, these little decks. All right, so these look like pretty functional kinds of things, probably for the Automa maybe, has that look to it. Okay, so definitely some contracts or other ways to score. Maybe those are setups. I'm not really sure. They look nice. And then we got 2 more of those, so you can imagine kind of what that is. I'm not going to spend any more time on the cards. Let's see what's below. All right, here's our player boards. Okay, so these are dual layer player boards, hopefully not warped. They don't seem to be warped right now. Hopefully they'll stay that way. So here we've got a very nice looking player board for each color. They aren't asymmetric or anything. And there is the AI on the back. So I'm sure the AIs have different difficulty levels. That's just my guess. I don't know if that's true. All right. Then more stuff down here. We have even more metal coins. These are the ones. Very nice. We have a place for probably turn order is going. No, there's not turn order because there's 5 spots. Don't know what that is yet. Some very nice large cards here. Too large to sleeve, of course. Let's see what's on them. Okay, so we got the icon glossary, the end game scoring on these. So there's 4 of those, and then the sequence of the round, the player. All right, and thank God, a solo player aid. Don't mean that lightly. I do really appreciate when they put in a solo player aid. That helps me out tremendously and helps us all solo players out. Okay, now let's take a look at all this cardboard here, all these pieces. What do we get here? Somewhere in here must be the actual game board. Just taking the shrink wrap off of it all. Definitely do not want to puncture anything. All right, like I said, medium thickness here. Okay. Here's the game board. Come on. Let go. All right. So, interesting game board here. So it's definitely a big, wide one. You've got a lot of offers for those different cards. Very thick, nice looking game board. Single layer, but it definitely is good. And I love that it's horizontal because that'll make it much easier to play solo. All right, more components here now. These look like overlays. And this giant thing here. Conductor wand. I don't know why you need a large conductor stick, but I'm sure I'm going to find out. High marks for the components in this game, for sure. Everything looks really nice. I'm very excited to learn it, get to the table. It's going to take me a minute, that's for sure. But when I do and when I play it solo, you can be sure I will let you know once I am familiar and comfortable with the game, what I think about it. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. And whatever you do in the future, I truly hope you have a fantastic time doing it. Take it easy.